Hello my friends, and welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a general love reading, and I just want to see what's going on between you and this person, or what energy is surrounding this collective. I was hearing something kind of interesting. I was hearing it's hard to love someone who is at war with themselves. So I have a feeling that's about your person, or I have a feeling that you could have feelings or feel a soul connection with someone who's maybe at war with themselves, but we'll see what comes out. So we're going to start with this deck to see what is going on here. We do have replaying events. So someone could be ruminating here. That could be you as well. Let's have a look. We have taking a chance, not showing hand. So someone ruminating but not showing their hand yet. This person could be thinking about taking a leap of faith towards you, maybe to test the waters. And one more shuffle, we have love. Unconditional love, self-love, and wholeness, selflessness. So you could be very focused on yourself right now, or maybe you're in separation or no contact. I was feeling called to do a channeled message, and whenever I feel called to do a channeled message, it's usually a no contact situation. I do have those channeled messages sitting here, which I will get at the end of the reading. But it's also the energy of, self-love and being at one with yourself, feeling whole without another person is a very magnetic energy. So let's see what we have here. We have talking, interested in talking, awaiting messages. So you, like I said, no contact. You could be awaiting a message from this person. Separation, yeah. Sadness, bitterness, missing you, thinking about you, uncertain about the future. So someone is thinking about you here. You could also be feeling sad right now or uncertain if you'll hear from this person. So let's see what's going on here, my friend. What do we need to know? What do we need to know for you? We have partying and healing heart. This partying doesn't necessarily mean you are partying. You could have been dealing with someone who prioritized partying over this connection, but it looks like, trying to live in the moment and trying to focus on healing. I'm only taking the cards that are coming out. We have soul contract, picture, looking at you, missing you, nostalgia, wanting to make new memories. So you could be trying to live in the moment here, not overthink it, especially with that awaiting messages. You could be trying not to, keep checking your phone. But this is clearly someone you feel a soul connection with, soul contract. You and this person could have a soul contract. Looking at you, missing you, nostalgia, wanting to make new memories. So wanting to make new memories does feel like you and this person are interested in moving forward into calmer waters. I'm hearing that you could be, I'm hearing a few different things. I'm hearing you could be trying to live in the moment, but you're still feeling nostalgic about this person. For some of you, you could actually be embracing being single or embracing living in the moment. And it could be this person that's reminiscing about you. I'm going to get cards for each of you in a moment I have two other decks, so we'll see who is who here. Somebody's thinking about somebody. We have unconditional love, giving and receiving, fairness and love, affection returned. So when this kind of energy comes out, you could have had unconditional love for this person. Through the separation, you could still feel a lot of love for them. Perhaps you haven't been able to let them go. But I always say unconditional love doesn't mean accepting bad behavior or staying in a situation that's not working. Whenever I see this giving and receiving coming out with this separation, there could have been a lot of inconsistency here. So you could have been giving more to this connection than they were. Maybe your person was prioritizing, you know, being single or being unattached, partying with friends over this connection. We have hiding true feelings. So this person could be hiding the fact that they feel commitment energy with you. So yeah, we still have separation here. So we have wedding rings. So they could be hiding the fact that they felt commitment with you. Another soul connection energy. Now my heart's pounding. So this person could have had a fear of commitment. And you could have wanted to marry this person. Maybe you were married to this person. But it feels like they had a fear of commitment. And then we have meeting and talking. So there is this energy that someone wants to talk. It also says building friendship. So for some of you, you know, maybe this person or you wants to build a friendship before you enter into like a union or marriage. Maybe it starts off coming back together and starting again as friends. Again, sadness, bitterness, missing you, thinking about you, uncertain about the future, but interested in talking, replaying events. So I feel like both of you are interested in talking to each other, but you're both hiding that right now. Or, you know, I just heard this person knows I want to talk to them. So maybe you even told them that you wanted to talk to them, but they've been holding back from you. But you're both thinking about each other here. So let's get, I'm going to get this deck. I'm just going to get one card for each of you. The Thief. You could have felt like this person, or they feel like you stole their heart. They stole, or you stole their heart, they stole your heart. I'm just going to shuffle that once because I did pre-shuffle these. We have Taurus. And Taurus, there's something about the throat chakra with Taurus. And if you look at this image, you can see that there's a bunch of, you know, there's a bunch of, what do you call that? I want to say bramble, but I don't even know what that is. But there's a bunch of sticks around the throat area, and it looks like this person is unable to speak. So there could have been communication problems here. You could have definitely wanted something more traditional, like marriage commitment with this person, and maybe this person had a fear of giving up their independence. You could also have Taurus placements, or they could have Taurus placements. But I'm hearing a blocked throat chakra. And then we have Sagittarius, and we see, that's really interesting. We see 4 arrows here. And in tarot, when sometimes wands can be arrows, or even swords could be arrows, but this is fire. So I'm thinking wands, Sagittarius energy, and we see 4 wands, which is symbolic of union, marriage, stability, like I was mentioning. And we see this person taking action with 1 wand. And just the fact that we have 1 wand here and then 3 wands here, it's an energy of someone wanting to come towards you, wanting to progress towards you after growth. So maybe there needed to be healing and growth here because we had that healing heartbreak. Sagittarius is also the energy of, I'm thinking of the Temperance card. So you could be trying to remain patient. And again, there could have been an imbalance of energy with the Sagittarius or the Temperance energy I'm picking up on. But it looks like someone wants to take inspired action here, interested in talking. Blocked throat chakra, which is kind of the energy that makes me want to do a channeled message. And we have Scorpio, so there could have been some sort of ending here that was meant to bring transformation, especially the fact that we have lotuses here. And lotuses, as beautiful as they are, they have to grow through muck and darkness and mud before they bloom. So let's get into it. Let's get a card for you. We have the talismans, and we have 4 pentacles on this card and the 2 of swords and a cup. So what I'm hearing with this is right now your energy, it could feel very stuck. And I was actually that reminds me of the deck I'm gonna use for you. I'm using this deck. It's called the Daydream Tarot deck, and this is actually the 2 of swords on the cover. The thing is that on this card, the swords are up, which means I feel like something's about to become unstuck, but in this card, they're down. So it shows that there's no communication here. 4 of Pentacles is an energy of holding back. So you could be trying to hold back from this person. It's also an energy of feeling insecure. Another interpretation of the 4 of Pentacles is when you feel like you can't let go of a connection. And this infinity symbol is very telling because the infinity symbol appears on the Strength card a lot. And it is symbolic of a connection that cannot be recreated nor destroyed. And the fact that these 4 pentacles are kind of leading into this cup that's, depending on how you look at it, it's half full or half empty. So you could be feeling insecure that there's been no movement here, even though you've been going through growth and transformation. And then we have this one, which is about phases. And we see a moth. I think that's a lunar moth. So the energy of phases, and the light. Remember what I said at the beginning, it's hard to love someone who is at war with themselves. So it's very possible that the person you're connected to, like maybe you trigger people's shadows with your light. It feels like you could even be a light worker or be feeling called to be a light worker. It's also the energy of, this is just a phase. The light will shine again. You could have been healing shadows throughout this separation. So I just want to take a quick look here at the talus. The other thing I'm hearing, the light and the moth, like a moth to a flame. So you and this person could feel like a moth to a flame to each other. And maybe in the past, the moth also symbolizes, the grass being greener on the other side. So maybe this person thought the grass was greener somewhere else. It can also be symbolic of wanting easy solutions. So maybe you or this person thought that, I'm hearing you because it came out for you. You could have just wanted some sort of easy solution here with this person. Like maybe you thought it was as simple as expressing your love or explaining to them, I don't feel like you're being consistent, hoping that that would kind of help things and bring you closer together. But what I'm seeing is there needed to be an ending here. And I feel like it's in your soul contract. So let me just look up the talisman or whatever it's called. 37. Wheel of Fortune. So I do feel like whatever this is, it was fated. Perhaps it's about a cycle. Oh, apparently this is a wand. All right, protection. Interesting. It can also talk about over-attachment. So you could have been attached to this person, or you could have felt like a codependent attachment or an anxious attachment to this person. I don't know what's going to come out for them, but I was hearing fear of commitment. When the wedding card came out, my heart started pounding, like I started to feel a lot of anxiety. So it's very common for, someone with anxious attachment and anxious avoidant to kind of attract each other like a moth to a flame, so that those unhealthy attachment styles can be healed. And what's really interesting is The thing that I wrote down under it's hard to love someone who is at war with themselves, December 8th. Please ignore my messy writing. I was doing something else and I got this download, so I just jotted it down really quickly. I wrote down resentment is still attachment, anger is still attachment. So if you are feeling any type of anger or resentment towards this person, but maybe you're feeling like I'm no longer attached to this person because I don't know if this is all of you, but if you are like, I'm no longer attached because I'm mad at them, they can, I don't want them anymore. Resentment is still attachment. Anger is still attachment. I wrote it down for a reason. December 8th could be symbolic. I wrote down December 8th for some reason. Is that Sagittarius, December 8th? Interesting. But this is also about protection. So instead of having, and I know it's easy for me to say, but instead of having anger towards this ending or separation, it's almost like spirit, or anger because there's no movement, anger because you can't let them go. Spirit's almost saying that this is, a destined phase that you and this person needed to go through, a destined transformation, and you're actually being protected right now. And then phases, and I just heard longing comes in phases. So maybe, you don't long for this person all the time, but maybe sometimes you long for them. Transformation and cycles. Yes, exactly what I was saying. So it's clear that some sort of cycle had to end and a transformation had to happen. And it could be frustrating to you, that this communication hasn't come in, or you could be feeling a little resentful, or clearly you're still attached to this person because soul connection came out twice. So clearly you do have a soul contract with this person. So, like the moon, many things in our lives operate in cycles as they change. For some, these cycles are predictable, timely, and orderly. For others, they can be so erratic that they are not even viewed as cyclical unless one takes the time to step back and observe the patterns taking place. So there could have been unhealthy attachment patterns here, or there could have been patterns of inconsistency, or patterns of fear of commitment, or lack of self-love, or fear of giving up independence. There could have been communication cycles or communication problems. Some cycles can feel cruel. So this could feel like a cruel cycle to you. I'm hearing cruel summer. This could feel almost cruel, like the universe is punishing you. You could be feeling like, I want to be with this person. Why is this happening? But it's happening for transformation, change, and for cycles to come to an end. Phases reminds us that we are always transforming. It can also suggest that we are not making room for the natural order of things. So that Wheel of Fortune energy, it feels like this had to happen. And for some of you, you could be questioning that. Why did this have to happen? So let's see your person's energy. And you have light on the bottom. So it was meant to, maybe this period of separation was meant to awaken the light within you, or your light meant to trigger this person's shadows. Maybe they triggered some of your shadows. All right, the person you're connected to, let's get their energy. So we have Cancer and Gemini. So we have a lot of signs coming out. So we had Taurus, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Cancer, Gemini, and Gemini is the energy of the lovers. And with Cancer, I can't remember what that card is about. Hang on. Cancer and Gemini. So look at this image of two people embracing each other. Soul connection, divine connection perhaps with the lover's energy. Let's see what this Cancer card is about. And then we have blooms on the bottom. So how many blooms do we have? We do have this person holding a wand. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So hanged man energy, perhaps. New perspectives. Cancer, I'm feeling some emotions in that Cancer card because Cancers can be linked to emotions. Water, intuition, compassion, the moon, high priestess. It's on page 11. Wading through self-imposed melancholy. Self-imposed. So I feel like this person could have pushed you away, or they maybe weren't giving enough to this connection, and now they're wading through self-imposed melancholy. Cancer encourages us to pay attention to our gut instincts, to see past the illusions of the world, pay heed to our emotions. And it's funny because it almost meant, it kind of mentions like a Queen of Cups energy of overgiving. And it's not about this person overgiving to you. It's about this person feeling kind of, and I'm not saying this to hurt you, but feeling almost like suffocated or smothered by someone else loving them. And again, that's not about you. That's not a you problem, I'm hearing. Although we do need to learn how to not overextend ourselves. But I was hearing there's something about attachment here, right? So if you are anxiously attached and this person is an anxious avoidant or the chaser runner dynamic, what happens to someone who's in that avoidant attachment is it's harder. Again, I'm not here to make excuses for this person, but I was watching this thing yesterday about this where they need a healthy balance of independence, consistency, and closeness. And I was watching this thing that said they can only really have two, which can make it hard it's like someone with an avoidant attachment can't balance all three. So if you are giving them closeness or if you are giving each other closeness and consistency, they start to feel trapped or smothered and they start to want to run because there's no independence. They can handle independence, a healthy balance of independence and consistency, but then it remains surface level and you don't get the closeness, you don't get the emotions. The other one would be independence and closeness, which would cause them to need alone time, but sometimes they'd be withdrawn. Other times they'd be telling you really nice things, but no consistency, if that makes sense. It's like they can't do all three. So if you were someone who was overgiving or chasing, then energetically this person could have felt, smothered, or again, those aren't very nice words, and I'm not saying that to hurt you. I don't think that you were smothering this person. But if you were giving more than they were giving, especially with this anxious attachment, avoidant vibe that I'm picking up on, there needed to be this separation so that the energies could rebalance. And we can all heal these unhealthy attachments, but we need to be willing to see them. And remember what I wrote down. It's hard to love someone who is at war with themselves. And I think it's interesting that this person is wading through melancholy, wading through their emotions, and it's like they're looking over at this lover's connection. So they've definitely got you on their mind, and you could be over here, feeling insecure or questioning why this had to happen. Again, I'm not here to put you down. I'm not here to put them down. So I want to look at what blooms is about. I feel like this is the time for this person to connect to their intuition. Sunflowers. So sunflowers could be symbolic. Very interesting. So this blooms card does talk about light. It talks about the sun. So you really could have, you had that light card on the bottom. So your light could have triggered this person. And again, it's hard to love someone who's at war with themselves and their own shadows. You could have wanted to help this person. Hanged Man energy. So this person is reflecting about this right now. Oh, I was going to look up Gemini. So, whoa, silly me. Tower moment. Gemini, the twins. All right. It is associated with communication, duality of thought, and the pursuit of knowledge. Gemini is associated with both lovers and the devil. So a lover's connection that triggers shadows, that triggers unhealthy patterns. The lovers and the devil, like whenever I see those come out in a reading together, that is an intense connection, because it's one that's meant to trigger you to choose yourself, to work on self-love. It's one that's meant to trigger your shadows and all your unhealthy patterns. There could have been a lot of highs and lows here. It also talks about masking one's true intentions or emotions. And we had the mask. So right now, this person isn't showing that they feel this pull towards you. They aren't showing that they're kind of feeling sorry for themselves and feeling sad right now. You could both be questioning, like, why is this happening? Let me just see. Oh, you can see them all. That's good. It's interesting. The other day when I did that reading, I was getting a download about a heart-shaped latte, and there it is. So I'm just going to get one of these cards for you. We have grieve on the bottom and change. Cycles. So this is meant to... I'm seeing the Swan card. This separation, this solo time is not to be taken lightly, because it's creating change. Perhaps, sometimes we need to go into separation for there to be change. And it definitely feels like somebody is feeling heavy energy here with grief. So I'm just going to get one for you. Childhood wounds. So you and this person could have triggered each other's childhood wounds. And that's where those unhealthy attachments come from. They don't make us bad people. And I'm not making excuses for your person. But we develop those unhealthy patterns in childhood. Like maybe this person had a mother that was an avoidant. Or maybe they had a mother that was smothered them and never gave them peace or independence, right? Anxious attachment. Maybe you had a parent that was an avoidant. Or you had a parent that wasn't giving you the love that you needed to nourish you as a child. Maybe you were neglected as a child. We have movement. So there's definitely movement happening here, or wanting to happen. All right. So let's see a card for you. We have change. Thank you, Spirit. So everything we said about these two cards, there was some sort of pattern or cycle. This time is meant to instill change so that things don't keep going around and around in a loop. So you could be making a lot of changes in your life. Let's see one for your person. We have communication and trust. That's interesting. For some reason, with that lover's devil energy, I'm getting like an angel on one shoulder, a devil on the other. And needing to trust their intuition. Their intuition, I feel, is telling them to reach out to you. This person could have done something to, look, your light triggered them. And we have communication here. So someone's seeing the light of this situation, illumination, clarity. And look, communication. So that communication is on their side then. Remember, interested in talking, wanting to meet and talk, and your energy was more like awaiting a message. So I feel like this person wants to, I'm seeing the Ace of Swords. It's like an epiphany. This person wants to bring something to light. And they do want to communicate here. Interesting. So I'm just going to leave this over here. And we're going to get tarot. That's interesting. 8 of Wands on the bottom. So I'm just going to shuffle it once because I already shuffled it a bunch. We have the 4 of Cups. So someone could be feeling like you're going to refuse their offer. This person could have took your love for granted. I don't think either of you are happy with the way things played out here. I don't think either of you are feeling happy in separation, if I'm going to be completely honest, which I am. We have the Knight of Swords. So you could have been dealing with chaser energy. Knight of Swords can mean a few things. It can mean chaser energy. It can mean impulsive action. It can talk about fear of intimacy. So you could have been dealing with someone who had a fear of intimacy, wore a mask, wore some emotional armor, didn't reveal how they were truly feeling. There could have been communication problems here. There could have been intense arguments, intense words, hurtful words spoken between you. And then we have the 8 of Cups. So someone clearly walked away here. Someone could have got defensive and then someone walked away, but it was leading to something better is what I'm hearing. The Queen of Cups, self-love. And I mentioned the Queen of Cups. So if you are this Queen of Cups and you have all this love, sometimes the shadow of the Queen of Cups is overgiving, right? And when we overgive, it's coming from a place of lacking love within us. And there's this subconscious wound that we're operating from where we feel if we overextend ourselves to others, we can earn that love. And that's not the case. And when we overextend ourselves to others, even though we mean well, our intentions are good, we're just trying to love someone, energetically, we can become resentful because our cup completely drains because we're overextending ourselves. So if you were giving and then you were dealing with someone who you could have been chasing a little, right? Knight of Swords. But you were dealing with someone like the Knight of Swords who had a fear of emotional intimacy and a fear of commitment and wore an emotional armor. They wouldn't have known what to do with the love, the beautiful love that you were giving them. And 8 of Cups, someone walked away. You could have even walked away from accepting less than you deserve because you could have had that aha moment where this person isn't reciprocating the energy. I deserve fairness and affection returned to me, so you could have walked away. It's all making sense. And Queen of Cups is about now focusing on your self-love, giving to yourself. All right, so let's get into it. I'm just going to get a few cards for you first. Let's start with 1. That one fell on the floor. We have the 5 of Pentacles, so feeling left out in the cold, feeling abandoned, feeling rejected. And we have Temperance, Sagittarius energy. Aren't these beautiful cards? I'm a little obsessed with them. The Daydream Tarot deck. I got it on Amazon. I really like it. So Temperance is about trying to find balance in your own energy, balancing your feminine and masculine energies, trying to be patient, right? Temperance, it definitely is about like trying to allow for divine timing, trying to be patient, trying not to rush things or chase after things. It's also about re-examining the priorities you've chosen. So maybe you are looking at other connections in your life that make you feel like left out in the cold or that don't reciprocate your energy. 5 of Pentacles is about it can be about fear of rejection, fear of abandonment, but you could be trying to heal the fact that if this person walked away from you or just isn't reaching out to you, you could be feeling rejected. and like this person doesn't love you, right? Three of Pentacles. So you could be wanting to work as a team with this person. You could be wanting to cooperate with this person. Oh my gosh, the time change makes it so dark in here. I'm just going to see if it's not that dark yet in the video. But yeah, Sagittarius energy. So you're trying to be patient here. That's you. All right, let's get a card for your person. We have the Star, which is interesting because look at this one. So they are healing here. I feel like they're longing for you. The Star does show that they are trying to heal here. There is this energy of wanting to reconnect or wanting to have a renewal. With the Star, we've got the Nine of Wands. That's good. So Nine of Wands can be a very defensive energy. It can be a guarded energy. And we talked about that emotional armor on the Knight of Swords. So I feel like right now your person is going through self-improvements. They do see the light here. They are starting to heal. And I keep hearing that you could have triggered this person's shadows. But Nine of Wands, how many birds do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 birds. So this could be about the ending. I know it's Nine of Wands, but to me, intuitively, 10 crows symbolize the 10 of Swords. So I feel like your person has been healing since this ending. Nine of Wands is an energy of... This person could be feeling very tired, very worn out. It's like wounded warrior energy. You're wounded and weary from battle, but you persevere with hope and determination. And as you heal and you release things and you start to face your shadows, that's a challenging energy. It's not, you know, I talk about it. When you're healing, it's not sunshine and rainbows and unicorns. It's like dark nights of the soul. It's recognizing the burdens or the baggage that you brought into the connection as you're healing. You have to admit that you did those things, and it can be a very hard experience to look through your baggage and realize how you've hurt people. So this person is still guarded here with the Nine of Wands, but they're healing. And you could be over there trying to be patient, but questioning everything. You both have major arcanas here. So you're both, you know, I feel like you're both going through big changes, life-changing changes. But the Nine of Wands shows, Page of Pentacles, yes, exactly. The Nine of Wands does show they are improving. There's self-improvement here. They're working on themselves. The Page of Pentacles shows there's growth. They're starting to grow. You just need to wait for them to not wait. You just need to wait for them to grow, though. All right, let's see how you're... I want to get one for connecting energy that you're both experiencing. Connecting energy. Why do they keep going on the floor? We have the Fool. So I feel like you both... Look, Knight of Swords. You both want a new beginning. You both want a new beginning. And I'm going to go ahead and say it's with each other. But emotional armor. So you're both... Technically, you're both wearing a mask. You're both guarded here. Sword down. No communication. If you are feeling the urge to chase this person, fight that urge, my friend. Fight it. Do something else. You know, anytime you feel like you need to chase this person, go do something for yourself. Fill up your own cup. But you both a little bit guarded here. All right, I want to see how you're feeling about them. We have Aries energy. You both want this. You're both feeling impatient. You both want this new beginning. You both want to come towards each other. That chariot needs some work if it's going to go down that hill. Two of Swords. So it's stuck right now. This new beginning, a little bit stuck right now because there's change happening. All right, how do you feel about them? It's interesting, 3 of Cups, so you could want to start at friends. But 3 of Cups on the bottom, your other card flew away. But this does show that you would like to reunite with this person, 3 of Cups. Maybe they did spend maybe they spent a lot of time with their friends and not with you. How are you feeling about them? We've got Justice in reverse for how you feel about them. So there was definitely something out of balance, right? Justice is about balance. It's also the energy of being blamed unfairly. So you could have felt like this person projected blame onto you or blamed you unfairly. You could also feel like this person didn't apologize for something. You definitely feel like they're taking their slow, sweet time to come towards you. Knight of Pentacles. I'm going to get one more. How do you feel about this person? So you could feel like they need to take accountability. So there seems to be a little bit of anxiety for how you feel about this person, 9 of Swords. They could have created a lot of anxiety within you, right? I also kept mentioning anxious attachment, and this card is about anxiousness. So you could be feeling, about this person, you could be feeling anxious that they haven't taken action towards you. You could feel like you want to take action towards them. But I think you need to allow these changes to happen. You could be anxious that they're not going to come in and take accountability. Let's see how they're feeling about you. How are they feeling about you? I feel like you're in your head about them because you have swords, and on Justice, more swords. And all the swords are pointing down on this card. So that symbolizes no communication. However, this one is in reverse, so the sword is up, right? Which makes me feel like you would like an apology from them, or you would like them to take accountability, or you would like things to come into balance. We have the Hanged Man for how they're feeling about you. And we've got the 6 of Swords. So didn't I mention Hanged Man on one of these cards? There was 12 of something on something. Oh, the blooms on the bottom, Hanged Man energy. So right now, for you, this person is feeling like they do have a new perspective about this dynamic. They have a new perspective about themselves, but they're holding back from you. This is like an energy of, I don't want to make a move yet. So even though I feel like this person is planning to come towards you, but right now they're holding back. And look at all the major arcanas that are coming out. We have 4 out of 6 cards are major arcanas. On the bottom, they have these 6 of Swords. So this person, they still think of you. They've been unable to move on from you. And there is an energy that they want to reconnect with you here. Even if they've tried to move on, right? Let's get another one. But they're waiting to reconnect with you, perhaps until they do more healing. Because right now they're kind of in that victim mentality. Like they feel like you're going to reject them, or they're kind of beating themselves up for some of the things they did here. How are they feeling about you? We have the 10 of Pentacles. So they definitely felt commitment with you. Can I stress that, please? Fear of commitment. Like I said, the minute that I touched that card, my heart started pounding. It also came out, I think that came out at the same time. So also nervous about talking to you. The Ten of Pentacles, for how this person feels about you, they see a future with you. They see a long-term future with you, and that probably terrified this person, especially if they had avoidant tendencies. Commitment. This person wants to commit to you. And on the bottom, we've got the Knight of Pentacles. So you could be feeling like they're taking a long time. They feel like they're taking a long time. The Knight of Pentacles, look at the star here. And I was hearing something about how this person feels like they need to heal and move slowly towards you so that they can be this stable person for you. The Knight of Pentacles does talk about wanting to invest, wanting to commit. Very determined. So they're determined to commit to you here, but they're moving very slowly. This person could also, Hanged Man energy, they could be realizing that they neglected this connection. Possibly they neglected it and put friends and work first, or partying and work. Let's get one more. How are they feeling about you? That's amazing. That just flipped in reverse into my right hand. That was amazing, or into my lap. Seven of Cups in reverse. So that, listen, they do have clarity and awareness. They're no longer in this illusion that it was your fault or that you were just giving them too much love. They have clarity here. They see the truth of this situation. But I always say with the Seven of Cups in reverse, yes, it's clarity and wanting to take action, but clarity about this situation. But there's also a little bit of, I know what I need to do, but I'm afraid to do it, or they put it off. So there could be a little bit of procrastination in their energy. And we have the Ace of Cups. Look at the coffee cup. And look at how scared this person looks. I'm hearing Frodo. I know what I must do, but I am afraid to do it. So it's like they do want to come towards you. There is love here. Interesting. I love, that's your person right there. So they do have clarity here. Knight of Cups. Interesting. So this person, they're a little bit in their head on how to come towards you. There are romantic feelings here, wanting to rekindle something. And it looks like they're feeling, like that Cancer card talked about, they're listening to their heart right now, their emotions, but I think that sometimes their head gets in the way. Let's look at their intentions. They could also have clarity that they made you feel like an option. We have the Ace of Wands, so they do, remember the Sagittarius card that I saw with the person shooting the bow and arrow with the wand? I said, this person wants to take action. Their intentions are to have a new beginning with you, to take action towards you. King of Pentacles, so they want to come in very mature. They want to come in very stable. And remember with the Knight and the Star, I was saying I feel some, like this person feels like they need to come in right if they see this long-term future with you. Their intentions are to come in as the King of Pentacles. So in a very mature energy, with a solid offer, Three of Cups. So your person could want to, this is about reuniting. This is about a reunion energy. So maybe they take action on your birthday or around a holiday, but their intentions are to come in. Look at the imagery of stars that keep coming out for them. So their intentions are to, that's reminding me of like one of those paper crowns you wear at Christmas or Thanksgiving. November 13th could be symbolic. I also have December 8th written down. So that's their intention. And they could want to start building friendship. They could take action coming in very mature, but in a friendly way. Actually, the Three of Cups does show there's going to be some emotion there. All right. Let's see what action they're taking towards you, and then we'll get channeled messages. What action are they taking? Seriously, stop flying on the ground. We have the Six of Pentacles. That is beautiful. So this person reaching out to you, on some Six of Pentacles, it says reach out on it, or you see someone reaching out. But this is also about balance. This is about reciprocity. This is about them giving energy to you, not just taking energy from you. And you have to make sure that you're not overextending yourself and repeating a pattern. You know, let this person meet you halfway. Let them reach for you a little is what I'm hearing. But this is showing that they're going to reach out with some reciprocal energy. I'm just looking at the one on the floor. We've got the Eight of Pentacles. There's so much earth energy on your person's side, so that shows stability. That shows maturity, I feel like. And also, the Pentacles show not just words, you know, but actions through... Wait, what is the expression? This isn't just lip service. Like, they're not just coming in with words. I want to commit to you. I'm going to be better, this and that. This is them proving their words through their actions, through down-to-earth action. That's why I love Pentacles. Because it's showing they're going to put their money where their mouth where the money is, or their money where the mouth... I don't know. I suck at expressions. But they're going to reach out wanting to invest, wanting to not neglect this connection, wanting to invest time and energy and show you through down-to-earth action that they're serious. I like it. What is your advice? What is your advice? Your advice is the Page of Cups in reverse. So, typically I don't, unless I feel called to, which I am feeling a message here, I typically, when I give advice, I give you, and you'll see a lot of readers do this, I give you the advice of the card upright. But there's something about your neglected inner child here. And I was talking about maybe you were neglected as a child, and that's why you overextend to others, or their lack of inconsistency triggers you so much because it's triggering an inner child wound. So I wanted to talk about that. Your advice is to focus on things that bring you fulfillment. We've got the Nine of Cups on the bottom. I always say this person can't be your one and only wish fulfillment. We need to have more in our lives. The Nine of Cups does talk about inner healing. The fact that the page came out in reverse with the Nine of Cups, that could be an indication that you still have inner healing to do. And it doesn't mean that you can never come back together with this person. It doesn't mean that you both have to be totally healed before you come back together, because nobody's ever totally healed. It's a lifelong journey. At some point, you will be able to come back together and heal together. But there is a message here from Spirit to focus on your inner healing, particularly possibly your inner child, to reflect, why did this person's behavior trigger me? If they chose someone else, you know, did you have a parent that maybe your parents split up and one of your parents chose someone else? It could be that's why that's triggering you. If they prioritized work over you, maybe as a child, you felt like your parent prioritized work over you. If you feel like this person blamed you unfairly, maybe as a child you were blamed for things. Anyway, and tap into your creativity with the Page of Cups. Like, give to your inner child. So do things, like I said, if you're feeling called to, I'm going to use the example I always give, but for me, my inner child loves like building Lego or coloring or drawing. So if you feel called to chase this person, go do something for your inner child. Do something for your inner child anyway. Your inner child deserves love too. That's not even the right book, Spirit. Page of Cups for advice. Let's look at it. Page of Cups. It does talk about like you might be renewing a romantic relationship sooner than you think. Page of Cups energy. Or you might even meet someone new and nice. Creative expression, intuition, curiosity. You are being encouraged to delve into your creativity and self-expression without allowing the inner critic to overshadow you. Very important. Let's just look at what's coming in this connection. We'll look at the next 6 weeks, the connecting energy between the two of you. This is also reminding me of this. So you and this person might be meeting for coffee sooner than you think. Let's look at the next 6 weeks for this connection. Okay, we have the Eight of Wands, communication, forward movement. We have the Lovers. That is coming back together. We have the Four of Cups and we have the World. That is really interesting. So the fact that we have, to me, we have more positive cards here than negative cards changes that Four of Cups a little. It could be that, let me just be clear here. One thing that could happen here is that this person could communicate with you. You could, like, they may make the choice to communicate with you. And you might actually, if you see that they haven't healed or they haven't learned from their own patterns, or they're still, you know, in avoidance or whatever, you may even refuse their offer so that you don't repeat a pattern. But for a lot of you, I'm hearing something very positive with all these positive cards. We have the World, so there's some kind of closure coming. And closure doesn't have to mean the end. Closure means that you can finally put the chapter of the past to rest and focus on a new chapter. It means no longer arguing that in the past they took you for granted or blamed you, or, you know, you gave me too much love and you scared me. It means not fighting about the past chapter anymore. There's definitely communication here and the coming together of two people. And that Four of Cups with these cards is indicating that there's clarity, that there's awareness, and that someone's putting in more effort than they did in the past. And I don't think you needed to put in more effort. I think you were giving plenty. It shows the potential of a new chapter here. And as always, it'll be your choice. You don't have to choose this. You can refuse it if that's what you want to do. But if you really don't want this person back, and we're 58 minutes into this reading, and this is a little bit of, I'm going to be very honest with you. If you truly do not want this person back and you are holding on to resentment and watching this in anger, and you're about to comment, you can comment whatever you want, but you're about to comment that you hate this person and that you'll never give them another chance. Resentment is attachment. Watching this reading, feeling resentful and angry towards them, but watching it for an hour, that shows attachment still. So my advice to you would be to stop watching tarot readings about past love, because you're only keeping yourself stuck in a cycle if you truly want to move on. That's not going to be for most of you. But I felt the need to say it through spirit, so I said it. All right. So the next 6 weeks, action, okay? So go have a good time for the next 6 weeks. Go do fun things. Go dive into your creativity and, focus on you. Watch I always say this, like, do the things you can't do when you're in a relationship with someone else, if there is anything, Was it Sex and the City that talked about that? Like Charlotte would examine her pores in the mirror. Or Miranda would put on the gloves, the moisturizing gloves. Watch, all the junk romance reality TV shows you want, or whatever it is that you like to do. All right, let's get a few messages from them. I like this reading. So I've already shuffled. I am going to divide the deck and shuffle them separately because it's too big for my hands. Just like your love. They didn't know how to hold that big cup that you were offering them. Yeah, that makes sense. Your person wading through the waters, right? Depressed. Feeling guilty for their behavior and unhappy with the outcome. The Four of Cups, that's what I said. Irresistible. I cannot resist you. You're the best I've ever had. You will have my undivided attention. That's what I'm hearing. But also, too much attention is a bad thing too. Like, you can't spend every waking moment together. That's not healthy either. There needs to be a balance of togetherness and independence. Advice. Pfft, get out of here. I've been asking my friends for advice on how to handle this situation. So listen, that can go one or two ways. Either their friends give them good advice. I have seen it happen. I saw this clip on social media where this guy finally told his friends about how his breakup with his girlfriend went down. And they were like, show us the texts. And he showed them the texts and they said to him, what are you doing? They said, you pushed her away. Like, why did you do that? And they actually gave him good advice. But, and I'm not saying that friends and family give advice, bad advice on purpose, but you had Soul Connection come out twice. And you have to remember that when we go to our friends and family for advice, they want what's best for us. So the advice they give could typically be like, you could do better. You don't deserve that. There's plenty of more fish in the sea. And sometimes we need to hear that advice, especially like, you deserve better than that, right? It kind of breaks us out of illusion. But at the same time, sometimes when we talk to our friends and family about these things, we're sharing from our perspective, from our vision, and maybe, anyway, I'm going to stop there. We have secrets. So this person could have kept this relationship a secret, or they could have things that they want to reveal to you, maybe about their childhood. But they also could have kept, like, maybe they didn't want to be in a committed relationship. Maybe they didn't want to go official or whatever, go public. We have mirroring. Your soul is a mirror of my own. Thank you for treating me with love and respect. So if you're over here angry and resentful, I'm not saying you are, but they'd be mirroring that. If you're over here healing, they're mirroring that. If you're over here thinking about them, they're mirroring that. If you're over here wishing that you'd never see them again, mirroring. So anyway. All right, let's get a few more from the other side of the deck. Okay, so we have on the floor, what do we have? We have third eye. My third eye can never forget what my heart has seen. The true love I feel for you. Third eye awakening, I'm hearing. Apology. I'd never take you for granted again. I've learned my lesson. I'm so sorry. Nourishment, you feed my mind and nourish my soul. Your energy helps keep me going. Another important thing about mirroring, especially if your counterparts, the divine feminine leads the way. Fragmentation, until we make our shadows conscious, we will still continue to hurt others. And this takes me to that anxious attachment, anxious avoidant. Until you're conscious of those shadows and you can feel it happening and you can work to stop it and stop the cycle and change, you know, that pattern is going to replay out with someone else. Like, for example, the next person that they would get in a relationship with, they'd probably run from them too. Missing you, we may not be together right now, but my heart misses you dearly. It reminds me of that Cancer card walking through the mud there. Love offer. So there is an offer coming. I want to offer you the world, and I promise you will have the best version of me. That is their intention. King of Pentacles. That's definitely their intention. We have chasing, regretting their past actions, and realizing letting you go is a huge mistake. So they're about to pursue you. They're about to reach to you. Guided, my spirit guides are helping assist in this divine connection, new insight. That's reminding me of that card. They're seeing the truth of this situation with the two, that thing. All right. Missing piece. You're my missing puzzle piece. We were made for one another. Go listen to Vance Joy, Missing Piece. Avoid, oh my gosh. Yeah. I really wanted to be close to you, but I avoid emotional attachments out of fear. Exactly. Divine timing. The universe always delivers in divine timing. Be patient. Trust the process. 11/11. 11/11 could be symbolic, like November 11th. I was also getting November 13th, December 8th. So, my beautiful friends, I'm going to leave it here. I am sending you lots of love and light. I am busy I'm working away behind the scenes, getting readings for you for when I'm on vacation. So it'll feel like I'm still here for you, but I'll be missing you where I am. But as always, I am sending you lots of love and light, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.